It's a pleasure to be here with you, Roberta, and to welcome you all to Lost in Translation.
Ciao a tutti, sono Roberta Pallerulo e sono felicissima di essere qui oggi con la mia collega Silvia King che mi guarda.
I have no idea what you're saying. Hello, my name is Silvia King.
Hello everybody, my name is Roberta Pallerulo and welcome to this episode of our video series Lost in Translation.
Lost in Translation explores the challenges of cross-cultural encounters and how to navigate them and even turn them into opportunities.
And today we're going to have our first guests that are Ruchi Undevia and Aarti Trikannad from UnSquare Films in the UAE, who are also producing this video series for us. Ruchi is the managing director and Aarti is the executive director of UnSquare Films, and this is an award-winning Dubai-based film production company. Ruchi is an engineer by training and a creative writer at heart, who channels her passion into telling stories through films. And Aarti has been passionate about movies and films since early childhood. She has a bachelor in mass media and she's currently doing her master in cinematography.
Thank you, Ruchi and Aarti, for stepping out from behind the camera and onto our virtual set today. Now, you are both originally from India, but you work and live in a country that has an 80% plus expat population. So you must have been working with people from different cultures in front and behind the camera. How is it different to direct people from different cultures?
Although we're so different, we've been brought up in Dubai. So yes, we're Indian and we have the cultural identities from there, but when we've come to Dubai, we've grown up here. So I think dealing with multicultural people is quite common for us at this point. Sometimes you just know, because you meet the person, okay, tell me, what do you want? Yeah, okay, all right. They mean work and business, and you have to respect that and just talk whatever they're like, Then there will be some others who will ask you about everything else other than what the shoot is. And then you have to entertain that as well. And I think that's the fun about filmmaking. You get to meet so many people because it's not, just the people. It is the whole crew you're working with. So you have to not only deal with the cast, you have to deal with the crew.
Direction is all about communication. To talk to somebody, to direct an actor, whatever I'm saying, if the person doesn't get it or in the same context, then the entire scene is very different from what we've scripted it. Sometimes you want to bring an emotion which is really happy or very sad, but what I consider happy or what makes me happy is not the same as it works for somebody else. We did a music video with two different kinds of people. One was an Indian, the other person was an Arab. And so when I tell her I want a specific kind of a emotion to come out, it was taking some time to translate it on screen because I wasn't able to communicate what I want very clearly, or at least, and she was not able to, so there was a gap in understanding there. So it took us we had only a one-day shoot, and the actors are available only for like that one day. So the first half of the shoot, we were struggling, and the second half went really fast because we had the right connection by then. We understood each other better by then.
And I think it's exactly like sometimes we just have to go back, take a step, understand which culture we're trying to tackle. Like if we have never had or met those people from a particular country, it's always just good to, I'd say, research, but at least talk to someone or like know something about the culture so that you have something you can talk to them about, so to break the ice. And it's always nice to, before starting the scene, it's just nice to have a general conversation. And that helps set the ground, and they know how you talk. Sometimes even how fast we talk matters.
And with your cultural pair of glasses, what you can see differently when you are directing or working with somebody?
When I started off in my career in filmmaking, in our cultures, we're always being taught to, like she said, respect. Now, when we say respect, it's always sir or ma'am. And that's a very uncommon thing in the industry. Like, however old or senior a person is, you have to call that person by the name. I mean, it's just how it is. And I remember, I think my first 1 month, I just went calling my senior, like, sir. And they're just like, what are you saying? Like, what is this, sir? Like, just call me by my name. Because it was the producer and the senior producer. And it's just like, that's not how it works. This is not the industry.
This is actually very interesting, because I noticed we started this question with, you are Indian, so we started with nationality and the role of respect. But we then came into work culture and work etiquette, and how that is different, for example, in a particular industry, how it can be different in a particular country. So it's actually a really fascinating example of how culture is totally multifaceted. I mean, there you have nationality, of work culture, you have different country, you have norms. You mentioned in your school you had a particular way of doing things, and it just all assembles into this huge range of factors to consider. It's actually, I mean, it shows how complex the topic is.
Sometimes you have stereotypes in your head, but when you come and go to work, those stereotypes are actually busted. So we had this actor who is from Russia, and I had this thing, Russians are very, they're very serious, and they're different, they're difficult to deal with. And it was a fun shoot. We had a shoot with a lot of like a fake snake. We had like a balloon flowing in the air, and there's music playing, and there's food. So there's a very different kind of a shoot, and I was a bit worried, how would he manage? Because I had met him only once and very briefly. So, but when he came in, he was the most energetic person I've ever met. He's so funny. He can make anybody laugh. And he took each and every challenge that we had. We burst a balloon in his face, and he laughed, and it was so refreshing, because he completely changed my mind about what a person from Russia could be like. So sometimes we build these stereotypes in our head and it stays, but then you meet somebody and you realize that stereotypes are not what the entire culture is. It's just an idea.
Thank you so much, Aarti and Ruchi, for being our guests today and sharing with us your experiences and of getting lost, of find your way in translation.
And good luck. Let us know how your next movie shoot goes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Roberta, for having this lovely conversation here with the two ladies. We will be going away and having our own chat about what we can do differently. We hope you will join us for our next episode with another exciting guest that will help us make sense of conversations across cultures. And if you would like to contribute to these conversations, please leave us your comments and thoughts on today's video. Maybe there are things we missed. Maybe you have tips how we could make it even better. We'd love to hear from you.